Welcome back, everyone, to The Deep Dive. You know the show where we take these complex topics and try to make sense of them? I'm Chad,
I'm Lisa.
and we're excited to continue our deep dive series into the world of AI. And hey, if you're liking what you're hearing, go check out our YouTube channel, I Love AI. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out.
And today we're diving headfirst into generative AI, a game changer, really, that's impacting not just tech, but how we think about, well, creativity itself.
Whoa, okay. That sounds pretty intense.
Yeah.
But before we go too far, let's start with the basics. What is AI, and what makes it so special?
Basically, AI is all about giving computers the power to do things like humans. Learning, solving problems, making decisions, things we thought were uniquely human.
So it's like teaching computers to think.
Yeah.
That's kind of exciting, but also a little bit, I don't know, scary.
Totally. And the cool part is how we get there. It's all about machine learning. Imagine giving a computer a crash course in how to learn from data. Instead of programming every single step, we feed it information, tons of it, and it figures out the patterns.
So it's kind of like showing a computer millions of photos of cats and dogs, and it learns to tell them apart.
Yeah, that's supervised learning, where we give the AI labeled data, but there's also unsupervised learning, where we just give the AI loads of data and let it figure out the patterns itself, like a puzzle.
Okay, so now the AI is teaching itself.
Exactly. And that takes us to deep learning, which is, well, imagine machine learning on steroids. Deep learning uses complex neural networks based on the human brain to analyze tons of data.
Neural networks, those things from high school biology, now they're powering AI.
I know, isn't it amazing? These artificial neural networks have multiple layers, and each layer processes data and passes it on. That allows the AI to understand really complex stuff, patterns we might miss.
So how does all this connect to generative AI? Is that where AI goes from just analyzing data to creating new stuff?
Yeah, deep learning allows generative AI to create original things like text, images, music, and it's not just copying, it's using its understanding to imagine something totally new.
Imagine, are we saying AI can be creative? My mind is blown.
It is wild, but there is a process. First, we train a foundation model. We feed a huge amount of data into a deep learning algorithm. This is where those massive server farms work for weeks.
So like teaching AI everything on the internet.
Exactly. And once that foundation model is trained, we tune it. We refine it for specific tasks, kind of like taking a super smart student and helping them specialize. And we use things like fine-tuning, reinforcement learning, even human feedback sometimes.
So it's humans and machines working together.
Right. And then the fun part, generation, evaluation, and more tuning. We set the AI loose to create, check the results, and refine for even better outcomes. It's a continuous cycle of learning and improving.
This is fascinating, but I've got to ask, what does it all mean for us? How is this changing things in the real world?
Imagine a world where boring tasks are done by AI, giving us more time for creative stuff. AI can help us find hidden insights from data, make better decisions, and even reduce errors in things like healthcare.
Okay, that sounds cool, but can you give me an example?
Well, think about chatbots. They can handle customer questions, give personalized recommendations, even schedule appointments. That frees up humans for more complicated stuff. And that's just one example.
This is all incredible. But part of me is also a little nervous. Are there any downsides? Any risks we should be thinking about?
It's a good point. AI has huge potential, but we have to be careful. For example, if the data used to train the AI is biased, the AI could be biased too, and that could lead to unfair decisions. And of course, there's the whole issue of what happens to jobs.
So proceed with caution, but don't let fear stop us.
Yeah, I think so. That's where AI ethics and governance come in. We need rules and guidelines to make sure AI is developed and used responsibly. We have to have these conversations about AI's impact on society as a whole. Yeah, it's definitely a balancing act. We need to use AI's power, but make sure it's used for good. But maybe before we get into the ethics, it helps to know like what kinds of AI we're even talking about.
Okay, yeah, break that down for me. So there are like different types of AI.
Yeah, there are. Researchers talk about weak AI versus strong AI. And weak AI, sometimes it's called narrow AI, that's what we see today everywhere. It's made to do specific things like recommending stuff online or translating languages. It's like a really good tool for one job, but not much else.
So like a super calculator, but just for certain tasks.
Exactly. And then there's strong AI, which is also called artificial general intelligence, or AGI. Now, this is the stuff of sci-fi movies, a machine that thinks and learns like us and can do tons of different things, like a truly intelligent machine that can handle anything.
So like a super intelligent computer that can do anything we can, maybe even better. That's exciting, but also kind of scary,
I
right?
know, right? It makes you think about the future. But the thing is, strong AI, that's still theoretical. We're not there yet, not even close. And some experts even think, true strong AI, it might be impossible.
So all the amazing AI stuff we see, even the really advanced stuff, that's still just weak AI.
For now, yeah. But even so, what we've done in the last few years is incredible. Who knows what's next, right? Imagine if we could make machines that actually understand things and reason, like humans.
Okay, I'm trying to wrap my head around it,
Yeah.
but I am curious about, like, the history of AI. How did this all start? Was it like some secret government thing?
Well, thinking machines, that idea's been around forever. But AI as a field, that started in the 1950s. And one of the big names is Alan Turing, a British mathematician, like the father of computer science. He had this test called the Turing test to see if a machine could act intelligently, like a human.
So if you're talking to someone and you couldn't tell if it's a computer or a person, that means the computer was intelligent.
Yeah, that's the idea. The Turing test has been debated over the years, but it's still an important concept in AI. And then in 1956, there was this conference at Dartmouth College, kind of the birthplace of AI as a field. They came up with the term artificial intelligence and set the stage for all the research and progress we've seen.
So a bunch of really smart people brainstorming about thinking machines.
Pretty much. And then AI research took off. Ups and downs, but progress kept happening. In the 80s, neural networks, those brain-inspired things, they started showing promise. And then in the 2010s, with big data and cloud computing, AI research just exploded.
And now we have generative AI, which feels like
Yeah.
the next big thing. It's crazy how far we've come in just a few decades. So what's next? Like, what are the big challenges and opportunities ahead?
It's a really exciting time to be in AI, that's for sure. One of the big challenges is making AI systems more robust. Like right now, they're kind of fragile. They can get confused if something unexpected happens. We need to make AI more adaptable, like humans.
So like making sure AI doesn't crash if it encounters something new. It needs to be able to think on its feet.
Right. Another challenge is making AI more explainable, more transparent. As AI systems get more complex, it's harder to know how they work, why they make certain choices. And that can be a problem, especially in important areas like health or law.
So we need to understand why the AI does something, not just trust it blindly, especially when the stakes are high.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there's the whole issue of AI ethics, making sure it's used responsibly. We have to think about bias in the data, bias in the algorithms themselves, and think about how AI affects society, especially jobs.
So it's not just about making AI smarter, it's about making it fair and making sure it aligns with our values.
Exactly. But along with these challenges, there are amazing opportunities. Like one really exciting area is collaborative AI, systems that can truly work with humans, helping us solve really complex problems.
Like humans and machines as partners, each using their strengths. That's a pretty cool vision of the future.
Yeah, I think so. Imagine AI helping us discover new medicines or find solutions for climate change or even explore space. The possibilities are incredible. But we have to be thoughtful and responsible in how we approach it.
This all makes sense, but I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier, the impact of AI on jobs. That's something a lot of people are worried about.
Do you think AI is eventually going to take all our jobs? It's a good question, and a lot of people are asking it. AI is already automating a lot of things, and that's probably going to continue. But I don't think it's like a winner-takes-all situation. I think it's an opportunity to rethink work itself, and create jobs that are more meaningful.
So you're saying AI could actually create new jobs. How does that work?
AI will change the job market for sure, but it's not going to wipe out jobs completely. What it will do is change the kinds of jobs we need. We'll need people to design, build, and manage these AI systems. We'll need people who can understand what AI tells us and make decisions based on that. And we'll need people who can work with AI systems, use their strengths and make up for their weaknesses.
So we need to adapt, learn new skills for this new world with AI everywhere.
Exactly. Education and training, that's going to be key. We need to teach people the skills they need for this AI-powered future. And it's not just about coding or tech skills. It's about critical thinking, being creative, being adaptable, the things that make us human.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I am curious, on a personal level, what gets you most excited about the future of AI and what worries you?
Well, what excites me is how AI could help us solve some of the big problems we face, like climate change, finding cures for diseases, creating a fairer world. But what worries me, I guess, is how AI could be misused. We have to be careful that AI is used ethically, responsibly. It should benefit everyone, not just a few.
That's a really important point. It comes back to AI ethics and governance, right? We can't just wait and see what happens. We have to be proactive, guide AI in a way that benefits all of us.
Absolutely. We have to make sure AI makes the world better, not worse. And I think open discussions, collaboration, those are key. We need to bring everyone to the table: ethicists, social scientists, policymakers, everyday people. We all have a role in shaping the future of AI.
That's a great point, I think. It really highlights how important AI ethics are, making sure it's used the right way.
It's on all of us, really. The choices we make now, they're going to shape what the world looks like with AI in it.
And that's why we do this show.
Yeah.
The deep dive. We want to get people thinking about these big topics, be part of the conversation. So for everyone listening, what are your thoughts on generative AI? What excites you about it? What worries you? Let us know in the comments on our I Love AI YouTube channel. We'd love to hear from you.
And hey, while you're there, hit that subscribe button. We've got more deep dives coming up all about AI, the latest stuff, the ethical side, how it's being used in the real world. It's going to be fascinating.
We're really just starting to see what AI can do. It's an exciting time, and we're glad you're here with us. Until next time, keep learning, keep asking questions.
And remember, the future of AI, it's in our hands. Let's make it a future we can all be proud of.